So I'm just going to share a quick example of how to use Fiddler to record the data that's being sent via Studio to Language Cloud, which would help us to be able to identify problems that people might be having with connectivity. So the first thing to do once you've got Studio running is to start Fiddler. But before you do that, if you don't know where it is, if you go to the Language Developers Wiki in the Language Developers group in the SDL community, there's an article here under Getting Started called What is Fiddler and How to Use It. And in here you get a link to where you can go and download the tool from. It's completely free, and then there's a little bit of information that will help you get it set up, so then you're ready to go. So to actually use it, come back over to Studio, and I'm just going to start Fiddler. So it starts up fairly quickly, and you can see I'm already getting lots of information from the websites that I've got open at the moment. See, I've got TweetDeck open in a browser, which you can't see at the moment. I've got a lot of calls coming from that, and if there are things coming through from the community, they'd probably come through here as well. But it starts to be an awful lot of it, like that one, for example, community.sdl.com. You can see it gets quite difficult to filter out what you need. So I'm going to show you how you do this. So first of all, I'll go back to Studio while that's running, and I'm going to try and sign in. Provision for Language Cloud yet. So it'll have a go at trying to get connected, but then you can see I'm getting a message that it's not linked to an account yet. So I have to go and sort something out. So I've not actually managed to log in successfully there. If I do it again, and this time I'll log in with something that does work. All the time while I'm doing this, Fiddler is picking up the interaction between Trados Studio and SDL Language Cloud. So that's working, and it's giving me the opportunity to pick the account that I actually want. I've got a bunch of accounts in there, so I'm not going to go any further. I'll just close that at that point. You can see I'm logged in at the top here. So if I now go back to Fiddler and take a look at all these calls here. So I want to look for the call that's relevant to Studio, and the one I want is lc-api.sdl.com. I think you can do a search in here, so probably if I Control F and search for sdl.com, that's always a good idea. You can find the sessions. That's one way of doing it. It'll pick out everything straight away, so you can see, okay, what have I got with sdl.com? You can have a look at them. Here we go. So it's got the authorization. We've got the Language Cloud, probably Language Cloud as well. So there's a few in there that I might want to have where we're talking to Studio. I'm not particularly interested in the community.sdl.com, but I am interested in these two over here. So what I can do is, if I go to my filters at the top here and click on Use Filters, I can get it to show me only the things that are relevant to me while I'm working by typing in the host URL in here. So I'll start off and I'll take languagecloudapi.sdl.com. So I'll say languagecloud-sdl.com. Yep, that's correct. Then I can put a semicolon, and I can put the next one in, and I'll also take this one here, sdl-prod.eu, eu.auth.com. You might not have that one. That one's probably kicked in because I have single sign-on, but we'll try it and see whether we get it or not. So I can now save that, so I can say Actions, save my filter set so I can use it again in the future, which makes it nice and easy. And I'll just put it in my desktop, in my Fiddler filters, and I'll just call it my SDL Studio set. And I can add to that if I need to later, so I'll save it. So that means it's easy for me in future just to say load filter set, and I can pick that particular one and load it up. And then I can say run the filter set now, and as soon as I do that, this narrows down all the information. So now it's only showing me the stuff that's relevant to me in Studio. So now what I can do is I can just select from the top, pick the bottom, then I can right click it and I can say save selected sessions in an archive zip, and then I can tell it to go and put this zip somewhere. I've done it before. You see login problem.saz, so I can call it that if I want to, and say save it, and that's it. And once it's saved, I can then zip it up and I can send it to wherever I've been asked to send it, so that we can do an investigation on the results. And that's it. That's how you use Fiddler to see what information is actually being sent backwards and forwards between Studio and Language Cloud or your MySQL account.